they gonna need it.
But the money you making on this YouTube, you need to put it on your life insurance, fuck boy. Your profile say hell of a podcast. That's all I get from it. Ain't gangster about your profile. Now I see you soon.
Mr. Govan, you haven't smiled all this week, but obviously you have a lot to smile about. Just tell me just about what you're feeling in right now.
Like I said, it's kind of hard to...
The live stream started like any other. Hernandez Govan, a man who had just walked out of court after escaping a life sentence, sat in front of the camera with a calm expression. But what came out of his mouth next wasn't entertainment. It was a warning that left fans frozen. He looked straight at the screen, voice steady, and said, "Money you making on this YouTube, you need to put it on your life insurance." That wasn't a punchline. That wasn't trolling. That was a direct shot aimed at one person. YouTuber SiNash, who had built a growing platform breaking down every detail of the Young Dolph murder trial. In just 13 chilling minutes, Govan turned his freedom into a weapon. Not against rappers, not against prosecutors, but against a blogger. At first, viewers thought it was post-trial bravado, maybe clout chasing. But as the words replayed online, the weight of them sank in. People started tweeting, commenting, flooding Reddit threads. He really said that on camera? That's not a diss, that's a death threat. And then the scariest part came. Nash, who normally uploaded daily content, suddenly went silent. Fans didn't know whether to take Govan's words as empty talk or a promise about to be kept. The internet had seen rap beefs get bloody before, but never had a courtroom figure stepped out and aimed his fire straight at YouTube. To understand why this beef hit so hard, you have to rewind. November 2021. Memphis. A normal day turned tragic when beloved rapper Young Dolph was gunned down at Makita's Cookies in broad daylight. The city froze. Fans cried in the streets. Overnight, Dolph's death became national news. Investigators quickly tied the shooting to two men, Justin Johnson and Cornelius Smith, accused of pulling the trigger. But prosecutors painted a bigger picture. They claimed Hernandez Govan wasn't just another name. He was the mastermind, the man accused of ordering the hit. For nearly 3 years, that accusation hung over his head like a death sentence. If convicted, he faced life behind bars. The trial became one of the most watched court cases in Memphis history, with YouTubers, bloggers, and fans dissecting every update. Nash was one of the loudest voices, analyzing testimony, pointing out contradictions, and building his channel on Dolph's case. When the trial finally hit its peak in August 2025, all eyes locked in. The prosecution laid out its case. The defense fought back hard, and then, shockingly, the jury only needed 3 hours. The verdict came back, not guilty. The courtroom erupted. Some cried injustice, others called it proof the system failed Dolph. But for Govan, it was freedom. He walked, out smiling, thanking God, praising his team. But freedom didn't calm him. Instead, it fueled him. Reporters expected him to address Yo Gotti rumors, his name being tied to CMG, or to finally speak on Dolph. But he didn't. The first name out of his mouth wasn't a rapper, wasn't a street rival, it was a YouTuber. And that's when everyone realized Govan wasn't done fighting. SiNash wasn't new to controversy. His channel thrived on commentary, street updates, and breaking news in hip-hop culture. To his fans, he was fearless, someone willing to say the things mainstream media avoided. But to the people he reported on, that fearlessness often felt like disrespect. Nash covered Govan's trial like a sport. Every court date became content. Every leak turned into a headline. To his viewers, it was transparency. To Govan, it was mockery of his fight for his life. So when Govan got acquitted, he wasted no time. His first live stream was filled with raw energy, calling Nash goofy, accusing him of chasing clout off his name, and delivering that deadly life insurance line. Fans who tuned in said the vibe shifted instantly. This wasn't rap, beef for clicks. This was a man who had been painted as a villain for years, staring straight into the camera with nothing but cold calm in his eyes. Nash tried clapping back. In one of his last uploads, he looked into the camera and said, "Watch who you're talking to." But compared to Govan's steady tone, Nash sounded rattled, and fans caught it. Comment sections filled with split takes. Nash scared FR. Nah, he just playing it smart. This ain't no YouTube game anymore. For the first time, people saw what it looked like when the streets and YouTube commentary collided in real time. The tension didn't stay online. Govan, fresh off the trial, told Nash to pull up if he was tough. He didn't say Atlanta, didn't say Memphis, he said Los Angeles. Days later, fans spotted both men in LA. Nash even posted clips flexing in the city saying, "I'm here, what's up?" The internet braced for disaster. Two men, one with alleged ties to the biggest Memphis case in years, the other with a YouTube audience watching his every move, were suddenly circling the same city. Then came the Vlad TV interview. Govan sat down, cool and collected, and casually dropped a name. Big Juk, Yo Gotti's brother. He connected Juk to the case in a way that set the internet on fire. For years, conspiracy theories swirled about CMG's role in Dolph's death. Govan's words poured gasoline on that fire. But here's where it got even stranger. While the internet exploded, Nash suddenly went silent. The man who uploaded daily, who built his brand on never holding back, disappeared. No interviews, no debates, no collabs. His last words on camera were him saying he wouldn't work with anyone. Speculation went wild. Some said Nash went underground out of fear. Others believed he was plotting a bigger comeback. A darker corner of the internet whispered maybe Nash had already been touched, and people just didn't know yet. For fans who followed this saga, Nash's silence felt louder than any video he'd ever posted. As the days stretched into weeks, the internet divided into two camps. One side said Nash had crossed the wrong line. The other said Govan was bluffing. But both sides agreed on one thing: the energy didn't feel safe anymore. Fans dissected Govan's livestream frame by frame. They studied his body language, the calmness in his tone, the precision of his words. Many compared it to killer, calm energy, the type of vibe that doesn't bluff, doesn't warn twice. Others wondered why a man who had just dodged life in prison would risk diving headfirst into more trouble. But here's the chilling thought. Maybe this wasn't about Nash at all. Maybe this was about sending a message to the entire YouTube hip-hop commentary world. A warning. If you build clout off other people's names, you might be building it on your own grave. Because think about it. Dolph's death still doesn't feel solved to fans. The conspiracies, the whispers, the connections to CMG, to Memphis, politics, to industry beefs, they haven't gone away. And now, the one-man prosecutors painted as the mastermind is out, free, and seemingly trying to control the narrative himself.